Welcome, YouTube. My name is Sadiq Ullah. I am your brother. They call me Brother Sadiq. I have another show. It's a different channel called Deep Speak with Brother Sadiq. But today I am hosting a new show to YouTube, and it is called My Spiritual Experience. The show came from the idea that we are all spirit, and that I believe we have the commonality of these spiritual experiences to talk about, to share, and I think it's just a wise thing to do. What I'd like to do, of course, is talk about my own personal spiritual experiences, but I am definitely interested in doing interviews and hosting others to share and talk about their own spiritual experiences. There will also be reviews and breakdowns of videos that are related to all things spiritual. And so this is an avenue for all of us to partake in. I am hoping we can all get involved. It's something I'm excited about because, as I said, I've had many spiritual experiences. It's something I think is really interesting in the times that we're living in. There is an exciting merging of spirituality and science. And so that is I think it's a very cool and exciting time to be alive, because all of the things that we've wondered about spiritually are now being tested and tried in different forms of science. And so it won't be a question or a mystery anymore. It can be a provable fact. The things that we talk about, the things that we experience. And so the merger of this lane of spirituality and science is known as quantum physics and quantum mechanics. One of the things that I like to share with people about how quantum physics and quantum mechanics are a part of our everyday living experience, and that spirituality is a part of our everyday living experience, is because we actually have examples of these things in our own lives that are, curious, whether they be the idea of deja vu, or how you can feel a person staring at you across the street, or you can be staring at someone across the street, maybe from a window, even a car, and it seems they recognize you're staring at them, and they look around and they see you, and you guys lock eyes, and that's kind of a recognition that there is some form of energy obviously being exchanged in this stare, right? If I can feel the weight of your stare, what does that mean? What is this energy? Well, that is the science that is being studied in quantum physics and quantum mechanics. And I think we are living in a very exciting time. Shout out to Greg Braden. He does excellent breakdowns and making it plain to the average man how all of this interacts. He has a couple of series on Gaia talking about the merging of spirit and science. And so we are really living in an exciting time, and this show, My Spiritual Experience, I think it's the perfect idea for the times that we're living in. I think it's time for us to share all of these things that we've experienced that we might not be comfortable always talking about. Well, I'll be first. I'll tell you all of my experiences, and hopefully that'll give you a little bit more comfort in sharing your own. But the fact of the matter is, one of the things that I say all the time is that all roads lead back to spirit. And so over here, we will not be judging what you consider to be a spiritual experience for yourself. There are simple things that can lead to a form of spiritual transformation, or something that can motivate you internally that causes you to feel different than you felt before. And a simple thing, in fact, I'm going to show you a simple thing. One day I was out. This stone I brought here, I wanted to share and show. So look at it. If you can see it, the texture of this stone, right? it looks to, when I first saw it, it was near the dumpster taking my trash out, and it looked like styrofoam, right? It was just sitting on the ground, kind of sitting like this. And so when I got a chance, when I dumped my trash, rather, I saw it sitting there, and I'm like, I stepped on it because I thought it was a piece of blue styrofoam. Obviously, it wasn't. I almost twisted my ankle and rolled my ankle, whatever. And so I realized, what is that, right? What on earth is that, right? So I picked it up, and this is what it is. It's a beautiful stone. Look at it. I want you to see it up close as possible. It has beautiful striations in it. The coloration, and it's blue. It was just totally amazing, and it moved me. It moved me spiritually. I felt as though this was a gift to me. I don't know. At the time, I didn't know, but over time, I think I've become to know what this was for when I did receive it. When I meditate with this stone, it gives it energy. It gives it energy. It gives me an energy. In fact, I've labeled that stone representative now of the idea of luxury, abundance, wealth, and money, right? I believe that is a birthright of all of us. I believe we are on this planet so that we can all reach our fullest potential. And because we are living in the world that we are, money is a part of that. And so that is a necessary tool for us to reach our fullest potential and to be a blessing to others. Well, I don't want to get too far off onto a rant, but I just wanted to explain how spirituality is very personal. It is intimate, and it is generally something people don't like to talk about in crowds. And so I thought this was a great place and a great time in history to bring this part of our reality to the surface. It's almost like we don't want to accept the reality that we all have had these spiritual experiences. I mean, Bigfoot, UFO, ghosts, Mothman, whatever you may find interesting. All things weird, unexplained are I'm definitely interested in speaking to you about and sharing how it affected you, because generally these things have a greater effect on us than just, oh, I saw something. No, it's generally something. When I saw something inside of me moved a certain way. I felt a different way. I felt something that I didn't feel before. And so that to me is an extremely interesting aspect of life. It is definitely a common theme to humanity. It is something that is generally known through all of the religions as an aspect of life. So I'll kind of get into who I am, why I decided I should be hosting this show, and why I think it's important. I myself, like I said, I like to share some of my own personal experiences. So I have had many auspicious experiences in my life, so many as to say that they go back before I can even remember. I'd love to tell you about all of them. What I'm going to do right now is talk about the earliest, right? The earliest of my own spiritual experiences. And it was not something that I have a recollection of because it was when I was a baby. So the story is told from my sister. She is 3 years older than me, and she has told this story several times throughout our lifetime, and I have definitely come to believe it. So when I was, I don't know, I must have been, obviously in the crib. I was a crib baby. My sister's 3 years older than me. She said, this is the story she tells. She says that we were living, I believe, in Bloomington, Indiana, or Gary, Indiana. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure we were in the state of Indiana at this time. This is before I moved to Michigan, before I moved to Detroit. So the story goes that she would see these men come into our apartment when mom was asleep. My mom's single mom. It's my sister and myself, of course. So my mom would be asleep. My sister said these men would come into the apartment, and Of course they would, it'd be frightening to her originally, but then she said they'd be smiling and their energy wasn't really negative. So it was just kind of curious to her. And so the gentleman is two men, like, so it's two different scenarios. She's explained that this has happened, right? So one scenario, there are two men, and if any of you are familiar with the comedy duo Laurel and Hardy, I think it's like the 30s, 40s, or something like that. It's a fat guy and a skinny guy, and they are a comedic duo. Anyway, the guys that she said would come into the room looked like Laurel and Hardy. So she said that the heavyset guy would pick me up out of my crib and sit in the rocking chair next to my crib, and that the slim guy would stand behind him, like over his shoulder, like just kind of cooing over me and rocking me and coddling me. And that's what they would do. And they would smile at her and they would wave at her. And then, they put me back into the crib. And then, of course, mom would wake up after they've left. So this is one scenario, she explained, that happened to me. Obviously, something outside of my purview. I wasn't consciously able to say this happened, but this is the story that I've heard from the very beginnings of my life. And so that's one of the people who would come when I was a baby. And the other, my sister said, was also a guy who looked like Santa Claus. She said he looked like Santa Claus. He's a round, plump guy with a beard, white guy, long beard, not dressed like Santa Claus, but that's who he reminded her of. And so she says that he would do the exact same thing. He would come into the room, mom would be asleep, he'd pick me up out of my crib, and he would sit in the rocking chair, the exact same rocking chair, and rock me and just kind of coo over me and then put me back. And so I've always had these encounters, I guess, these auspicious experiences in my life. And so I feel like this is just a part of my life. And so it only makes sense that I should be hosting a show called My Spiritual Experiences. Anyway, the fact of the matter is I was born on Halloween. So that could be a part of it. I don't know. They say that's the time when the veil is thinnest. But I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm from the dark side of life. I've actually studied the religions. I've traveled through the religions because I always wanted to understand the depth of what, if there was a creator, what did he say? How did he teach the people? And what was his agenda for us? And so I've studied many of the religions. I lived as a Christian. I lived as a Muslim. I've lived as a Baha'i. And so, and I've studied, like I said, various spiritual practices. And it's a very exciting thing to me because it talks of the mystery of life, right? It talks of the possibilities and the capabilities of the human potential, right? These are exciting things to me. Like, the world has things that are materialistic that are very fun to play with, but the depth of the human soul and the spirit that is a part of us, we're all stemming from the spiritual life. So all of us have spiritual experiences because our life is based in spirit. So I don't think what I'm talking about or hosting this show is far-fetched. I think it's something that's common. I think it's timely. I think it goes with the energy and the season that we're in. I mean, I don't think I'm the only one who can feel the change in the atmosphere. It's almost like a lightness and an opportunity for our advancement, growth, and development. And I think talking about our spirituality, some of the things that we share in common related to spirituality, I think once we begin to have these interviews and these conversations, we'll find that there is a theme and that there is a general truth to the reality of our lives, that spirituality is an aspect of our life that we probably should pay more attention to. I think we'll find that there are many similarities in our own experiences. I've had several. I've seen a UFO. I've seen ghosts. So I'll talk about all of these things. But I'm also really more interested in things that you're going to talk about and share with me, because I know my experiences, but I don't know your experiences. And so I'll share my experiences. I'll do that on every one of these videos. I assume I'll share something. And when I have a guest and we do interviews, of course, I won't be the topic. They'll be the topic, and that's what I'm hoping to get happening here real soon. So the goal is to bring our spirituality into the everyday reality of living. The goal of the show is to make spirituality sensible for the everyday person. So with my years of religious experience and my different ways of studying spirit, and even now with the quantum physics as a science, this is just a wonderful time, and I'm excited about it. And I am so looking forward to being able to engage with an audience who is also interested in things of the spiritual nature. These are ways that we can learn from one another, and I think enhance each other's lives. I think that's a valuable thing at this time. I think recognition that the human family is one, and that we stem from one general source, is an important point for us to pay attention to, especially in these times. There are forces in the world that would wish to divide us by tribe and race and nation and religion and politics and et cetera, et cetera. But ultimately, I think we all recognize that there is a general theme of life that says, what I want for myself, I want for you. That is a good heart. But even more, I think, generally recognized and understood is that what I'd like for my family, my mother to be happy, my children to succeed and reach their fullest potential, and me to be happy. These are the things that I think are general to humanity. And so me wanting these things for myself and my family, I am confident that a guy in Bangladesh wishes the exact same thing for his family. All of the blessings and light and love and glory and connections that would make that life happy and possibly a great benefit to the world, right? I believe that's what we're here for. I think we're all parts of a grand plan, and the more we share these hidden aspects of ourselves that are not socially comfortable, we'll find that that's the truth, that there is a general reality of the human nature, and that if we talk more about it, we share more about it, we express more about it, we can kind of knock some of the walls and the barriers down that society's kind of putting up, right? Right. So that is the idea behind the show. That is the idea behind why I think I should be hosting this show. This is a great time for us to be transforming our minds from the physical world to the spiritual world, because I believe that all of us are on the verge of something new in the world that is exciting and bright and enlightening and uplifting. But we have to pay attention to the spiritual aspects of our life. The Matrix. We all know about the idea of the Matrix. So, you can get trapped in that, in the mentality of earning and, all of the details that are necessary to maintain your status in the Matrix, right? Your job, your house, your family, your kids, college, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of these things are definitely necessary for the reality of living. But do not become so sincerely attached to that reality that you forget that there is a spiritual aspect to everything that you do. All roads lead back to spirituality. The reality of that is a person can say a kind word to you and uplift you. They can give you a great mood just by saying, "Hey, you looking a little brighter today. You like your energy is up. You're looking like you're in shape." It can give you a positive comment. It can really motivate you. That is telling you through your words. That is spiritual energy. It is unseen, but the energy of my words transfers into your being, and something happens in there that makes you feel brighter. Or the exact opposite of this, which more of us have probably heard and dealt with, the negative side of that. Oh, you ain't none. You ain't gonna never be none. You ain't gonna accomplish whatever negative things people may say. You feel that as well. That is spiritual energy. So these words that we use are part of our spirit. This is my belief. That's why it can transform you. The words that you say can transform others. The words that you say can transform your own health. All of these invisible aspects of life are very important. And I think there are things that we should shine a light on, bring out of the darkness, put on display. And I think it'll help us grow as humanity, as a human species, as a human family. And so that's why I'm here. That's what I'm hoping to do. There's a lot to be said about this because, as I said, all roads lead back to spirit. And so this is just the intro. In fact, I'll say yesterday I did a video attempting to introduce the channel, and I did not have the sound on for whatever reason. And so, yeah, if you see that on the channel and you can't hear it, I'm sorry. I'm learning. I'm looking forward to getting better and changing my background and my equipment and all. You see my mic. So, yeah, I'm excited about the show. I'm excited about the potential of the show. I'm excited about learning and hearing, of your stories and your experiences and the value that it had in your life and how it shaped and changed your life. So, I am your brother, the host, Brother Sadiqullah. And I'll even explain all of that. This is going to be an amazing time. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are. I hope you all are willing to get involved. Come out of the closet, come out of the spiritual closet, as Alex Ferrari says on, Next Level Soul. Shout out to Alex Ferrari. Yeah, coming out of the spiritual closet. Gifts that we have, talents that we have, insights that we have. Some of these things are definitely considered to me to be spiritual gifts. And because they're not commonly discussed, we're not commonly aware of how they operate. So the more commonly we discuss these things and, like I said, shine a light on them, put them on display, I think we'll have more access to them. And I think that advances us as a human species. And I think that's what I'm here for. So I'm enjoying getting this all put together. It's a little bit of work, but I'm really excited about it. And yeah, like I said, all roads lead to spirit. From your dreams to, like I said, deja vu, something we've just about everyone has experienced. I don't want to stay too much longer. I wanted to get a good intro, and I wanted to give a good outline of what the show is about, the intentions, who I am, and that's it. I'm glad you're here. And as I said, all roads lead to spirit. So I'll be looking forward to interacting with you all from here on out. One love, peace, blessings, prosperity, and I look forward to sharing your spiritual experience.